The model before you is the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, a kit that was published by Paragon in 1991. And here's a little bit of history about the best car in the world. On the 23rd of December 1904, Charles Stuart Rolls, a perennial car aficionado with a need for speed, who was the purveyor of French panhard motor cars at the time, and Henry Royce, akin to Charles, was a lover of all things mechanical, with his own designs and experimental vehicles, conflated to create the Rolls-Royce Motor Company, with the intention to market all of Henry Royce's vehicles. 4 chassis were on offer: a 10 horsepower 2-cylinder at £395, a 15 horsepower 3-cylinder at £500, a 20 horsepower 4-cylinder at £650, and the flagship, a 30 horsepower 6-cylinder at £890. The 1906 London Motor Show at Olympia offered Rolls-Royce the opportunity to unveil the vehicle that was to establish the firm at the very apogee of the world motor manufacturers. The Silver Ghost, irrefutably the most luxurious vehicle that money could buy. In addition, the quietest car money could buy. Hence the sobriquet Ghost, as it was comparatively silent when running. One of the contributing factors being an engine crankshaft with 7 bearings, the centre one oversized to ameliorate flexure and harmonic imbalance, and machining to the tolerance of 25 thousandths of an inch. Rolls-Royce chose an aluminium finish for the coachwork and silver plating for the fittings and brightwork. The effect was stunning. A Rolls-Royce engineer dubbed the car Silver Ghost. This was the birth of a legend. To capitalise on the launch of the Silver Ghost, Charles Rolls and Claude Johnson devised a publicity stunt, a 2,000-mile trial over 12 days, from Hertfordshire to Scotland and back. The Silver Ghost triumphed over its rival by 27 minutes. A white steam car, the Silver Ghost demonstrated amazing performance of 53 miles per hour and an overall fuel consumption of 21 miles per gallon. Excited by the result, Johnson organised an entrant for the Scottish reliability trials. The Silver Ghost performed impeccably, again, beating the rest of the world. It won the gold medal for all-round excellence. Johnson had the RAC event engineers strip the vehicle. After 15,000 miles, no noticeable wear was evident in the engine, steering mechanism, brakes, or transmission. This cemented the Silver Ghost as the best car in the world. In 1906, the Isle of Man TT, or Tourist Trophy Race, incorporated an event for cars. The Silver Ghost reigned supreme here as well. In 1913, 4 Silver Ghosts were entered into the Austrian Alpine Trial. They came first and third, with fastest lap, fastest final lap, and best overall performance. During World War I, Silver Ghosts were used extensively as armoured cars and ambulances. The Rolls-Royce was ideally suited to the travails of war, being inherently robust and so well made. Private owners loaned their vehicles to the army. Even Sir Lawrence of Arabia drove a Rolls-Royce in Arabia and said of the car, "All the Turks in Arabia could not fight a single Rolls-Royce armoured car in open country." The Silver Ghost was driven from near the Arctic Circle, through Russia to Turkey and back, without any breakdowns for the arduous 10,000-mile journey. Facts about Charles. Charles Rolls was enamoured with flight. He was the first Englishman to fly over the English Channel and return, and, sadly, the first Englishman to die in an aviation accident. It was 1910, and Charles had devoted just 6 years of his life to the company. Facts about Henry. Henry Royce was a natural engineer, and he invented all manner of new electrical devices, including a dynamo. He had started his own manufacturing company at 21 years of age, producing electric doorbells that, ostensibly, did not wear out. Henry also devised the hydraulic suspension damper utilised in the Rolls-Royce vehicles. In fact, on Henry's deathbed, he envisaged an adjustable damper. His sketches were passed on to the factory via his nurse. Sadly, that was Henry's final contribution, and his last night on earth. In response, the factory had their RR emblem colour changed from red to black in mourning of Henry. Today, the first Silver Ghost, best car in the world, is the most valuable car in the world, estimated at $50 million US, but probably is not for sale. This car returned to the factory 40 years after a Mr. Hanbury bought it. The vehicle was returned to concours condition and exhibited at the 1952 Brussels Motor Show. Very few driven vehicles demonstrate this immarcesible quality. Historically, there have been 6,173 units built by Rolls-Royce, and the Silver Ghost is even a film star, debuting in the 1964 classic Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines. A fitting tribute to the genius of Rolls and Royce. The Silver Ghost will forever be the car that defined Henry Royce's motto, "There's no such thing as good enough."